What's up guys, it's Roger, and today I have a very fun build for you guys here on the Prismatic Warlock, where you can turn your Thorn hand cannon into a bit of a Nukenstein. It can go ahead and get kind of like a dragonfly explosion, some good AOE on it, even without getting a kill, but at the same time we have some boosts from things like our necrotic. So let's go ahead and break down how all this works together. And we're going to start here on our necrotic grips. Seeing Grasp the Devourer is the passive on this thing. Pretty simple, most people know how this works, but essentially you can go and punch somebody, right? It poisons them, and if they do actually die to that poison, then boom, they explode and they spread it harder than the fucking coronavirus. That's pretty great. You know, it wiped out quite a few many people, and it can do it in trials for you as well. Now, the thing is, it also works with weapons of sorrow. That counts for something like Osteostriga and like we're using today, Thorn. So that's very nice. It also gives you a benefit to your airborne effectiveness with that Thorn. And what you do here, you take somebody out and you can actually get it to explode and then spread some poison damage. Very fun. So that's one way you kind of turn it into more of an AOE weapon. Kind of fun right there, but there's more to it because with Prismatic, we got this little dude right here. It looks like kind of somebody spit up a ball of phlegm. I don't know what they were going for here for the actual fragment picture. They could have polished that one up, but either way, what is this? It's Facet of Solitude. This says landing rapid precision hits emits a severing blast from the target. While you're transcendent, blah blah, no one cares. Transcendence is dog doo-doo. But the thing is, landing rapid precision hits, right? So this doesn't really work in PvP for the most part on most weapons. I've tried it with SMGs and auto rifles. It doesn't really matter for the most part, which is kind of a bummer. For some reason though, whether it's intentional or not, if you guys know whether it's intentional or not, leave me a comment, I'd love to know. It works with Thorn on a 2-tap. So all you have to do is tap somebody 2 times to the head with your Thorn, and then this will actually explode. Of course, it does sever them too, and you can see over here, the target's connection to the world around them are cut, kind of like me after 15 rum and cokes, and their outgoing damage is significantly reduced. Again, kind of like me after a few rum and cokes because I'm not going to be landing any blows in a bar fight. But that's okay, it's just good for us because they do less damage, and quite a bit too. If you don't know, I believe my friend was showing me a while ago that actually significantly reduces your damage, like quite a bit, as in I think 140s can't 3-tap anymore at certain resilience levels at least, so it can change some TTKs and some optimal actual TTKs on weapons in Crucible, so it has some good potential there. Severed targets are also unwind into a tangle when they are defeated, so you do get a tangle, which of course you can go in, and this is the great part. Once you take somebody out, you're going to go in and you get that tangle, and then you also get your Soul Devourer, which is the passive on Thorn here. Of course, you take them out and you get Mark of the Devourer. Give you some extra damage so you can go 2-tap the next person and take them out. You do have a tangle cooldown, keep in mind, so you can't just go and get a next tangle immediately, so you do need to kind of look at the left side of your screen, and I'll show you that in the gameplay. There's a thing that says tangle cooldown when you actually do make one, so keep that in mind. But it's a very fun combo right there, just getting an AoE blast on somebody just from a 2-tap, taking them out, blinking in, because I do have blink on, of course, and then you can go ahead, pick up your tangle, get your Mark of the Devourer, throw the tangle at the next person, and then keep taking shots with your actual Thorn, which does more damage now, and you can do another severing blast. Like, it's such a fun combo. I wanted to lean into the Strand a little more, so you will see that I'm using these arcane needles, because I did have on the Devour and the Lightning Surge here. You know, it goes best with the arcane needles because you can get multiples of these, but I will say, unfortunately, this build is not the best on this map right now because everyone is playing like, how do I put this kindly? Pussies? Yeah, let's go with that word. And what I mean by that is they're sitting in frickin' La La Land with their pulse rifles, their Jade Rabbits, their Red Deaths, you know, all that kind of stuff, which, hey, that's the smart way to play, right? So you can't be too mad about it. It is what it is. People are playing to win. And of course, when it's a longer range map, that's kind of what it defaults into. It's just kind of unfortunate because then if you want to play with a 140 hand cannon or something, it just gets a little more difficult. And that's kind of a bummer, but it's still fun on this map if you know how to play your ranges correctly. And I'll show you that in the gameplay, especially with something like Blink, which can get us across lanes without ever showing our hitbox. I'll show you how you can position yourself and get good angles on the enemies. So stay tuned for the gameplay here in a second, and I'll show you that. For the rest of these stuff, it's pretty simple. We have the Facet of Dawn here. Of course, we can get Radiant, and that works whether we hit a regular arcane needle or we hit them with the lightning surge here. We can go ahead and pick up an Orb of Power, and that will give us some overshield because I have on Nova Bomb, and then I have on Facet of Devotion. So when we do defeat somebody that's Strand debuff, we get some extra light transcendent, and then we can also use this with our shotgun, which we are using as we go in close, and get some extra resistance against our enemies. And then, like I said before, we have our little spitball here of Facet of Solitude. So hopefully you guys do enjoy that build. Hopefully you do want to leave me a like or subscribe. I'd very much appreciate that. And thank you guys so much for watching the Hunter build yesterday. You guys really enjoyed that one, and I really enjoyed making it for you. And you let me know, obviously, with those views and your comments that you do still enjoy this format of video where I do my commentary over the gameplay, so I got some more for you guys here today. So hopefully you do enjoy that, and I think we're ready to go ahead and get into it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and blink on in. You know, I think there's a big distinction in D2 between a fun build, you know, one that kind of rustles your jibbies, gets them jacked and smacked, and then something like a good build, something that's very effective and then you can use and still have fun with. Yesterday, I think that was a build where it was very effective. You can use it and you can tear booty holes up with it, and you can use it in high levels of play too, especially when you do get more practice with it. It's very easy to do with that. So if you saw that hunter build, I think you'd agree with that. This is more of a fun build, to be honest with you. It's kind of gimmicky, obviously. I mean, I was even just testing kind of damage with it because the lightning surge, that's another reason why I did use lightning surge. Obviously, it's just super strong, but you can't hit somebody with lightning surge and then they keep burning because of the necrotic grips. So that's another little part that I forgot to mention in the intro, but you know, the whole build works with each other very well because of those necrotic grips. And just Thorn is fun, everyone loves Thorn, but again, on this map this weekend, it's not as good. I think this build could be more so skill oriented, like high skill viable, and not just more gimmicky and fun if it had the proper map to flourish on. But like I said in the intro, that's not gonna be this weekend. Point your attention there back on that last clip, by the way, to the left side of the screen where I had the tangle cooldown there on that second guy, because I did, you know, 2-tap, finish him off and got a tangle there. So keep your eyes out for stuff like that when I do hit those 2-taps and make those tangles. But yeah, on this map, it's a little tough. Like I said in the intro too, people are just kind of sitting back with their pulses and their red deaths and their Kvastovs still. They're going to abuse that stuff while they can before it does get nerfed, and hopefully it gets nerfed in some actual capacity that matters. But yeah, so you will see a lot of that, so it's harder to use the Thorn sometimes, but if you sit around spots like where I'm sitting in the gameplay, you can get good use out of it. I do want to say something in that clip. I got 2 kills in that round that were both double taps to kill them. And I've noticed this throughout the gameplay a little bit, especially when I started editing and I was watching clips back. For some reason, sometimes the tangles just don't spawn, and what it seems like to me, from my best guess from watching stuff, is if you 2-tap an enemy and they just die, right? Like if you 3-tap them, then the Severing Blast will go off on the second tap, and then that third tap kills them, it makes the tangle. If you 2-tap them, but you haven't tapped them the first time, right? They're already low health, and the 2-tap kills them, so the second bullet kills them. I think the Severing Blast doesn't do damage to them, so it technically doesn't sever them, and then it technically, since they're not severed, it won't make the tangle. I've noticed that throughout the day, and I think that's what's happening. It's tough to tell, even frame by frame, but that's my best guess at least. I'm not sure if that's intentional, because what even is intentional from Bungie anymore? It seems like every gun I shoot and every booty hole I smack is basically just a bugged out version of itself, but you know, that's Bungie's motto at this point. If it ain't bugged, it ain't trying, right? So, not sure of the deal with that, but be careful with that because it seems that interaction is still kind of weird. And like I said to begin with, I don't even know the interaction with this thing 2-tapping and doing this severing from the fragment. Should it be happening? I don't know. But hey, it is, so you can have some fun with it. This part of the map right here, this is where I was playing most of the time. No matter where the flag spawns, you can play there and be pretty effective in that range. And you can still go in with stuff like this, do some good damage, apply that burning right there from your necrotics, hit some more shots, and they're like, stop peeking me, and I'm trying to hit this guy. I made a little mistake here because I should have just hit fired this guy, to be honest with you. But, you know, I kept holding down sights, and eventually I was able to tap him enough to kill him, punch this guy, and he burns out from my Thorn and necrotics. The ticking does stack up from your necrotic and your Thorn, because it's separate instances of ticking damage, so you can remember that too. It'll kind of multiply that damage over time there, so that can be nice, help me burn that guy out. But one thing I noticed sometimes when it was spawning the tangles was if I was to 2-tap somebody, and I think if the Thorn tick damage killed them, even if they're already low when I started those first 2 taps, then it would still spawn the tangle. So like I said, it is pretty finicky, so just keep that in mind. Now, what map do I think this would work better on? Cauldron. And freaking the other one on the moon, you know what I'm talking about, the freaking Anomaly. Yeah, that's what it's called. I think those maps this would work well on, has good ranges for those, especially Anomaly, because you just have your lightning surge with the necrotics, and then your shotgun out, and then your Thorn, which is like perfect range on that map. It could all just be really good. People are grouped up, so the AOE you do get from killing people, you know, it would just slap. You can see right there, I did make the tangle, even though I 2-tapped him and I didn't have the 3-tap to begin with, but it seemed like maybe the tick damage is what killed him at the end, or maybe it just works sometimes, depending on how laggy the matches are, because some matches are way laggier than others, especially right now in the Crucible. It's just overall laggy, so it's tough to tell exactly what's happening there. Again, is it just buggy? Is it glitched? Is it just lag? I don't know, but hey, you can see there, if you get a regular 3-tap, boom, you get your tangle, you can go in, and then you can sauce it down here. Unfortunately, I got baited by that smoke bomb, which that was too bad. And then I'm just looking for a little bro here. I'm like, where is last guy? Oh, there he is. Able to smack him down, take him out, and you go, I get your Soul of Power. It pops up on the bottom left. You get that for a little while. Always good stuff right there. But yeah, it's a fun build. Like I said, around this area of the map, this is where you're looking to play with this kind of build. You can look down that lane, you can look down to your right here. This is where the enemies are going to spawn, if you spawn on the other side at least. And they're going to spawn down this hallway that I'm going into right now, if they are on that side, right? So anywhere around there, especially that pillar I was sitting on, in this hallway behind me right now, from where I'm not looking, you can sit on there and really play your walls, just like this wall again. If you're capping here, you can do that like I just did. Take those guys out. Like, this is your area. If you want to play with this loadout, where I am right now, this is going to be your area. I was being very loose with my playstyle. I wasn't really tryharding, and as you can see in that clip at the end there, I could have just taken my time and actually aimed that shotgun shot better and just smacked that kid and got him back if I wanted to and hit him with my hand cannon. But I was playing very fast and loose today because I got my flawless yesterday, and so once I get that, I kind of just start being a goofball sometimes, I'll be honest. Like this play, complete goofball activity. I was like, you know what would be funny? If I full shint it like a kamikaze pilot, what if I do that? What if I just crash my little plane into them? That'd be kind of funny, right? And then I did, and yeah, I did. It kind of made me laugh. I was like, okay, that was pretty funny. And I was telling you guys yesterday, I had some pretty fun teammates. I had a few other cool teammates today, but usually the nice part about being on yesterday, right at reset, this is another funny round. I was just like sitting there. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna switch my hand cannon, slowly tap this guy in his little inverse belly button, take him out. But the thing was, when trial starts on Friday, a lot of people get on right when servers reset, and they're usually a big range of players. And that can give you better experiences, especially since everyone's trying to get their flawless at that moment because no one's got it yet, right? The weekend just started, and that's nice. Very good tangle hit play here, by the way. Hit him with a tangle 1-tap. Had to show that to you guys. Very beautiful. So that's nice. You'll get a lot of people on your team and they're like all try-harding too, and you can do it together, and that's fun. But then as the weekend goes on, you're more likely to get stinkers, as I would call them, just because people have already got their flawless, so then they're trolling, or they just start try-harding in like goofy ways, sitting in the back of the map because they just want to like KD farm. And Destiny is unfortunately one of those games where people are really obsessed with KD for some reason. It just makes them feel good, because a lot of Trials players have really fucking big egos, and especially as a content creator, you'll see that shit, and they just love to flex it. But it's really not hard at all to have a good KD in Trials or just in general in Destiny, because you only need to do a few things. 1, sit behind your teammates. 2, play range. And 3, bait those teammates. You just let your teammates get shot because they're in front of you. They're in the thick of it, and then even if they die, which who cares? You're not the one dying, right? You just pay off their damage, steal off their damage, and pick up the kills yourself. And that's what a lot of players will do that have higher KDs. It's not necessarily that they're even that skilled of a player, but if you know how to play your ranges and to play behind your teammates and stuff, and you don't do plays like this where you're just being an absolute goofball and going in because, hey, it's actually fun to play like that. But look at my teammates. Where are they? They're on the other side of the map right now, both holding there with like pulse rifles and scouts, because that's what gets you KD and stuff. And unfortunately, that's just how a lot of people play. So yeah, if you ever want a higher KD, you want to cheese it for a while, there's your easy instruction. It's very pathetically easy, I'll be completely honest with you, which has always been one of my unfortunate parts that I don't really like about Destiny, because you get a lot of those players, and then they like, for some reason, brag about it, and you're like, brother, look at you. Your top weapon is, you know, your fucking beloved sniper rifle or something, because all you do is sit in La La Land and shoot down lanes and bait your teammates. Like, there's nothing fun about that, in my opinion. I like going in with a shotgun. Even if I die, I get a bunch of damage off and I get a pick or two from my teammates, and they win rounds off that. I don't care if I die. Who gives a shit about a little freaking number on a screen going up? I mean, that stuff just blows my mind. But hey, if you ever want to cheese that, you'll see a lot of it this weekend, is why I kind of bring it up, because you're going to see a lot of people scumming for matches in KD with this very long range play style. And I just want to bring that up so you know that if you do try to use this build this weekend, it can be a little tough, even if you play the middle of the map. Like this round is a really good thing to think about. For example, I'm sitting here and I'm sort of playing the middle of the map, and look, I can finally tap that guy down after a while, and then boop, his teammate actually runs at me, so he gets sauced. I get a tangle off of it. I can throw out the last guy, hit him for some damage, and then just go ahead and punch him to death here because I'm out of shotgun ammo. Cool, I can make that work. But at the same time, it's harder. If I don't get the chances like they rushed me there, ooh, I could take him out. And that other guy was low enough to where I could sauce him with my Thorn from that range. But see right there, that guy's all the way down in their spawn. So how am I going to kill him right now? I don't have the range for that. I can try to push up on his left. I can try to push up with my teammates. But look, now my teammate got taken out. So now I'm trying to face him here. And this is a good range for me, but now there's a Titan shield. So there's a lot of things not working in your favor for this build this weekend. But I wanted to show it to you guys because I had a fun time using it. And you can always use it in a different weekend. Like, that's the fun thing. Hey, it's not going to go away. Well, actually, the Thorn part might go away. I'm interested to see if that happens because, again, I don't know the exact thing with it. Like, is it supposed to be working like this? I'm not sure. I kind of bullshitted this round. Literally on the screen right now, it's like, hey, zone contested. Yeah, you're contesting this zone, but then also they let him cap it. And that was just another kind of latency thing. It's like, yeah, what do you do sometimes? So I blinked straight in there and I was like, oh, okay, I had the zone contested thing on my screen. And they were like, yeah, no, we lied. No, he won. And I was like, oh, all right, well, that's a bummer and a half. But yeah, it's a very fun build. Hopefully you guys do enjoy it. If you use it yourself, tell me how it goes for you because I'd be very interested in that. See if you guys have some success with this as well. Like I said, I had some pretty cool people today. I had some stinker people. I had this one guy who I played in a match, and he was like just complete meta abusing. And the match went like 4-5, and I was not even having that great of a match again. I've got it just in full sending. When I'm doing a build like this, I kind of just full send for clips. People will see me, and they're just like, all right, can you stop dying? And I'm like, okay, I guess you haven't got your flawless yet. Maybe I'll focus up for a second because I'm just full sending for clips. You know what I mean? Like hit this guy, boop, I got the poison spread to the other guy, by the way. That's what I want to show you there. When you hit that last hit with somebody and they're grouped up, then you get the poison spread right there. So that's always fun to do. But yeah, this one guy like comes to my server afterwards and he's like, ooh, hey, I just beat you 4-5. Yeah, anyways, big fan. And I was like, so you're coming in and you're saying you're a fan, but then the first thing you do is gloat about beating me? Kind of weird. I feel like if you like somebody, like if I liked a creator, which I'm like a lurker in people's chats anyways, but if I really like someone and I saw them in a match and I was excited and I want to tell them I played them, I probably would go on their chat even if I beat them and just be like, hey, I just got in a match with you, GG's, it was really fun. I wouldn't say, hey, I just sauced you or something. So that was kind of weird. But then I checked their profile and they had the pronoun thing and it was Nick/her. Wow, original, funny. Yeah, so I was like, okay, you're a goofball, get out of here. That was a fun band. That's the thing, you guys, you can join the Discord server. We always have fun in there, that's for sure. But, you know, Destiny gamers, ooh, some of the most toxic jimmies I've ever seen, we'll say that much. And I've done my fair share of toxicity, but I'm not walking around just like, hey, I'm gonna say a slur now. It's like, that's the stuff where I'm like, is that really? See, this is my kind of funny toxicity. This guy was like, let's not do that again. We got bumped in around and I was like, eat my pie hole. And he was like, foul mouth. And I'd hit him with a yee. And he was like, you're too cute to stay mad at after this round. And we were joking around with each other. Like, I love doing that in chat. And you find those funny players, that's what I enjoy. Like that little funny toxicity. I've been doing that a lot lately. I'll go into matches. I've been saying the word greepo lately. What's greepo? Great question. I made it up, but it's a funny word. And I'll go into the chats and I just like, greepo. And my teammates just get so confused. And then I'll go into the chats the entire match and they started off confused. And they're like, what is this guy just like, you're not there mentally? Like, yeah, I'll give you a hint. No, I'm not. I just pushed my teammate into hell this round. That was kind of cracking me up. But it always just cracks me up. And you just go into chat and you can say listen like half toxic things, but at the same time, then you go like, oh, I'm just kidding, I love you. And you just confuse the shit of your teammates. Like, I love doing that in team chat because it just cracks me up. And then my favorite part of it is when you go at the end of the match and you're just like, GG, good luck to you. And they're just like, are you nice or not? And you're like, yeah, we're best friends, obviously. We're on the same team here, brother. And then my friend will always get so like goofed at me. And I'm like, yeah, I'm converting you to trials of toxicity, but in a humorous way. Simply in a humorous way. But that always cracks me up. But yeah, now, the community at large can be quite stinky. I can't even tell you how many accounts I have blocked in my comment section. Holy moly. That should be we should do that one day. Let's make a video where I show you my block list for YouTube comments. I also have my block list in D2 full, which if you don't know is 1,500 people, and I did that like a really long time ago. I remember I put that in a video on the weekend that it happened. I had filled my block list. It was crazy, so I don't know. I can find that video to show you guys, but I just remember that right now and it's cracking me up. Anyways, the last clip I have for you guys. Again, thank you for watching. Enjoy your Trials of Toxicity, and I will see you again soon. But for now, as always, have a great day, Guardians.